Today is February 9, 2022. My name is Rob Carr of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, a few things on the docket today. The first comes from Texas, where a man named Mark Lee Dixon committed the audacity, the unpardonable sin, of saying that abortion was murder. And for that statement, he was sued for defamation by two pro-abortion organizations. And a lower court in Texas found the man guilty. And he has appealed to the Texas Supreme Court to resolve this case, to overturn that lower court conviction. And Texas Right to Life has filed an amicus or friend of the court brief in his support. And you've got to wonder what's going on here, because making a statement that abortion is murder, which is something that pro-lifers have been saying for the last 50 years, is constitutionally protected free speech. Free speech based on the First Amendment of our Constitution, of our Bill of Rights. So I honestly can't see how the Texas Supreme Court could uphold that lower court ruling to find this man guilty of defamation. I mean, he didn't even make reference to these two organizations in his statement. He just said abortion is murder. So it's another example I see of this cancel culture. You know, you've got people who just cannot handle hearing something they don't like, something contrary to what they believe in. And you talk about immaturity on steroids. They want a safe place so they don't hear anything contrary, anything that bothers them or disturbs them or makes them feel bad. Well, I'll leave it with that. Second item is President Biden has nominated a Dr. Robert Califf, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, to head the Food and Drug Administration. And pro-lifers have a problem with this nomination. When he was a commissioner of the FDA during the Obama years, he authorized the weakening of data reporting requirements on medical complications that result from chemical abortions, obscuring the real dangers these drugs pose to women and girls. And according to peer-reviewed research, the data or the rate of chemical abortions related emergency room visits has increased more than 500% since the 2000s. This Dr. Califf is denying the evidence to achieve a predetermined pro-abortion narrative that chemical abortions are completely safe. Interestingly, 5 Democratic senators have already come out opposing his nomination for other reasons. So if the Republican senators, there are 50 of them, if they can hang together, this nomination is going nowhere, which is a good thing. And the last item today is a story that's coming from Charleston, West Virginia, the capital city, actually the Capitol building. This past Monday, pro-lifers rallied inside the rotunda of the state capitol in defense or in support of a bill called the Unborn Child with Down Syndrome Protection Act. And the bill, it would be just that. If in a prenatal test, doctors would determine that the unborn child has Down syndrome, that an abortion would not be permitted. That baby would be protected because of that act of protecting those with that kind of disability. And interestingly, on the second floor of the rotunda, pro-abortion forces rallied to oppose the bill. And one of their leaders said that this was an extreme piece of legislation. So I find that quite profound, that saving a handicapped baby from being slaughtered is extreme legislation. Well, it seems like we're going back to this old story of eugenics, which was very popular between like 1900 and 1930 and was embraced wholeheartedly by the Nazis. They looked to America as a shining light when it came to eugenics because we were sterilizing people that we found unworthy of procreation. And eugenics has a two-pronged look. There was the positive eugenics, which was promoting procreation or breeding for the best and the brightest, the most intelligent, the wealthiest, the cream of the crop. But then you would deny the right to create and to breed for those who were handicapped, those who were, at least talking back in the early years of the 20th century, those who were poor immigrants, or if you were had some kind of disability. So and you would be sterilized, usually without your consent, to make sure that you could not breed. And that was negative eugenics. So here we are now in the 21st century, and the pro-abortion people want to make sure that Down syndrome babies do not have the right to life. And, you know, in the last 20 or 30 years, Americans have made great strides in trying to make more room, more allowances, more freedoms for those with disabilities. We have the Special Olympics. We have the Freedom for Disabilities Act. And we've created lots of things and laws and provisions to protect those with handicaps. But if you're an abortionist, you want to make sure you kill off babies with Down syndrome. And it's really interesting here that the pro-abortion folk, I see two trends, two paths here. The pro-abortion people want to redefine healthcare. And to them, abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. And for the pro-life side, we're making a stronger effort to protect those with disabilities. And here, this is another example because there are more states than just West Virginia that are pushing this to protect babies with Down syndrome so they are not executed and dismembered by an abortionist. So we'll see how that law develops as it goes through committee and hearings and votes. With that, I'll let you go. See you next time.